Draft lottery season is right around the corner. In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to my final 2022 NBA mock draft. In my final mock draft leading up to last year's draft, I forgot basically every pick from my mock that I made. So we're going to see how accurate I was. It was on basically draft night where the number one pick was announced. Nobody really knew it was Paolo Banchero leading up to this. So we'll see if I had Paolo there. Did I have Chet number one? Did I have Jabari Smith number one? And yeah, it's a fun exercise. Just kind of look back and react to what I had. I like to react to my old takes to see if I was right or I was wrong. Because what's the point of making the take or the prediction if you don't know if you were right or wrong and you forget about it? So if you guys enjoy these reaction videos, drop a thumbs up. And if you want me to react to any other of my stuff, let me know in the comments. I'll be reacting to my season prediction video very soon where I predict the awards, playoff standings, all that. So yeah, let's get into this. 2022 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Jabari Smith. All right, already 0-1. I mean, this one wasn't really known. Like the year prior in Cade Cunningham, we all thought that this could be Jabari Smith, and it was basically draft day where the Magic was said, nope, we're taking Banchero, and it looks like it was the right decision. Out of Auburn. Now, this is what I think will happen. This is not what I would do. I would obviously take Chet Holmgren number one. I've made that pretty clear in my big board videos and my GM mock that I just dropped on the second channel. But all signs are pointing to Jabari Smith going to the Orlando Magic at number one. This leads to a pretty clear selection at number two with Chet Holmgren going to the OKC Thunder. Okay, well, I was right about that. Just super excited about that fit with him playing with Shai Gilgeous, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort if he doesn't get traded. But yeah, that will be the selection. Next up at three, I have the Houston Rockets taking Paolo Banchero. I think this was a pretty clear sign once they moved on from Christian Wood. They're looking at one of these three bigs in the top three to pair up with Alperen Şengün in that front court. So the top three. Imagine if those were reversed. Say Banchero went three and Jabari Smith at number one. How different would we look at the Magic and Rockets future? Because the Rockets could have Banchero, Şengün, and Jalen Green who are whoa, this is an amazing young trio. And then the Magic are all right, they have Franz, maybe Jabari Smith struggles. How would we look at their future? So it's crazy how one pick could really change how your franchise could be looked at for the next 5-10 years. Three is pretty much a given, but number four is interesting. Now, if the Kings stay here or if they move the pick, I think whoever selects here at four would be Jaden Ivey. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Kings just shook up the draft because that could be a Kings move and they go with Keegan Murray or they take somebody else not named Ivey. But I'm just going to take the chance on who's ever picking at number four would take Ivey, because I think there's a chance maybe the Hawks are picking here, the Knicks, the Pacers, the Blazers, the Thunder, Pistons. Who knows? Some team could trade up to number four with the Kings, because I think there has been some rumors that they would look to trade down because they do have Davion Mitchell and De'Aaron Fox in that backcourt. They're maybe looking for a 3 or 4 to pair up next to maybe Harrison Barnes or maybe Domantas Sabonis. But yeah, no matter the team, I think it will be Ivey here at 4, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Kings kind of went with a pick out of left field. Speaking of, well, I was wrong there. They stayed at 4. They took Keegan Murray. It looked like a very good pick. Keegan Murray looks like he's gonna be a very good player in the league. And I forgot the Hawks or the Pacers were interested in trading up for Jaden Ivey, or maybe even the Pacers were oh my God, is Mathurin gonna fall to us? We want to trade up for them, or the Knicks if they traded up for Ivey, that would have been interesting. But yeah, I was wrong about that. So I went 1 for 4 and picks out of left field. Definitely 1 for 5 because I had Ivey going 4. So yeah, I hope I took Murray here just to offset those. Now, pretty much for the last couple of months, up until the last few weeks, I always had Shaedon Sharpe here at number 5. I do not have him here anymore. And you might be Matt, Keegan Murray. And I'm not going Keegan Murray. I'm going Benedict Mathurin. Yes, this is where I was looking at some of the other draft analysts and what their intel was saying. And yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be Benedict Mathurin at 5 if Jaden Ivey doesn't go at 4. Because yes, if Keegan Murray goes 4 or somebody else not named Jaden Ivey, I think the Pistons would 100% select him. They have Jeremy Grant still under contract. We'll see if he gets moved. But either way, I think they would go with Mathurin there to possibly be maybe that wing next to Cade alongside Saddiq Bey. That leaves us. Okay, well, yeah, I was right where I said if Ivey doesn't go at 4, the Pistons will definitely take him at 5, and that's what happened. But I really screwed myself here because I got 4 wrong, I got 5 wrong. If I don't take Keegan Murray here, I get 6 and 7 wrong. Here with the Indiana Pacers at 6, I think they would select Keegan Murray. Okay. For now, he'd be in that front court with Miles Turner if he does get traded. That would also change some things. So yeah, I was pretty much Keegan Murray or Benedict Mathurin at 5 and 6.
And so you can go either or.
Damn, I was so close to predicting Mathurin.
In the order, I could see Murray at 5, Mathurin at 6, but for this, I have that in vice versa, and I have Keegan Murray going to the Indiana Pacers. Next up, we have the Portland Trailblazers. I am selecting Shaedon Sharpe out of Kentucky, who didn't play any collegiate minutes.
All right, getting something out of the top 5 is a little bit impressive, so I'll take getting Shaedon Sharpe right.
This is the biggest kind of wild card in this draft because we had not seen this guy play, only in workouts for these teams. And I think they would go with Shaedon Sharpe. They'd have a pretty good guard trio with Dame, Anthony Simons, and now Sharpe. But I could definitely see Portland trading the pick. All right, we have the Pelicans at number 8, and they're going to take one of my favorite players in this class, Dyson Daniels, as their hopeful future franchise point guard to play alongside Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson, because Devontae Graham, I don't think, is the answer. Alvarado is a good point guard, but probably not a long-term starting point guard, more of a backup, ready-to-go guy in case of an injury. So now we're up here at number 9 with the Spurs.
Okay, so I did all right there. I got 2 right. Damn, I feel like I could have done so much better if I just, I took Murray at 4, Avi at 5, and Mathurin at 6.
I have them adding to their pretty weak big man depth in Jalen Duren. So they're going to take Duren. He's going to be alongside Pirtle, who is a free agent. He might get the bag from some team, so who knows if they're going to even be able to or even want to re-sign him. At number 10, we have the Washington Wizards selecting Johnny Davis out of Wisconsin.
Oh, another one. Okay, I got 4 to the top 10. I mean, that's not terrible. Damn, I could have done so much better.
Provide more scoring for them. Probably not going to be an option at the point guard spot in a position they desperately need. I mean, they went with Dinwiddie last offseason. That didn't work out. Maybe they move Bradley Beal to the point guard full time, and they have Davis be the 2, but that is a selection at 10. And then I think a tier ends right here with AJ Griffin going to the New York Knicks at 11. I think they would take best player available, and that's who I believe would be their pick here. And I do love Malachi Branham. I think he could be maybe this year's Donovan Mitchell from 2017. I'm saying that right now. So if he's a bust, you can come hate on me, but hey, if he turns out to be a really good scorer, come give me my flowers. But yeah, I'm going to have the Knicks take AJ Griffin at 11. Number 12, we have...
I really thought AJ Griffin was going to go in the lottery. I was very shocked when he fell all the way to Atlanta, which was a great pick in my opinion.
The OKC Thunder taking Ousmane Dieng.
Boom. Okay, I guess technically the Thunder traded for pick 11 and took Ousmane Dieng, and this pick was Jalen Williams. But I'm still giving myself a little bit credit predicting Dieng, even though it was technically a pick later.
This has been mocked by a lot of analysts, and I've been seeing kind of some reports with this as well. So for the longest time, I was mocking Mark Williams to the Hornets at 13, but then I was like, why would they take Mark Williams if the Cavs are behind them, who have plenty of big men in Mobley, Markkanen, Allen, Love? They're not going to take Mark Williams most likely at 14. Now, unless they do trade the pick, teams would probably be calling, but they could definitely get Mark Williams at 15. So they could look at an Ochai Agbaji here. They could look at maybe a Tari Eason, but I've been taking Jeremy Shohan, who
so this was the pick that I believe the Pistons traded up for, took Duren, and then they ended up taking Mark Williams at 15, which is going to be another one that I was correct with. Okay.
It's incredible value at 13. That leaves us with the Cavs at 14, somebody I've been mocking for so long. So if this happens, I'd be pretty happy. And that's Ochai Agbaji going to the Cavs, giving them some leadership scoring because he's a senior, 22, coming out of Kansas, just won a national championship. He's going to help them try to be a top 6 seed in the East next year. Now
Damn, I did pretty well, especially if I took Mark Williams here.
Let's go into the non-lottery picks. I kind of spoiled this pick a little bit ago. We have Mark Williams going to the Hornets here, just adding to that weak front court. Mark Williams, Jeremy Shohan, that would be a great draft for Charlotte. This is some...
Damn, I kind of did well in the top 15. I got, Chet right. I wish I ended up getting Murray right at 4, but I got Shaedon Sharpe, I got Dyson Daniels, I got Johnny Davis, I'm going to give myself Ousmane Dieng. I ended up getting Ochai Agbaji and Mark Williams. 6 of the top 15 is not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
Somebody that's been rising up boards as of late, and I have Jalen Williams going to the Atlanta Hawks out of Santa Clara, but it's looking like the Hawks could be a team that could trade their pick, maybe packaging that with John Collins and moving up in the draft, maybe to take an Ivy or a Keegan Murray, but that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. But maybe taking on maybe Miles Turner, they could move Clint Capella. A lot could happen with Atlanta on draft night, but if they are taking it or selecting at 16 still, I think they would take Jalen Williams. 17, we have the Houston Rockets, and they're going to take a chance here on Malachi Branham out of Ohio.
I really thought I was going to have them take Tari Eason. Oh, I thought I predicted that one.
Ohio State. Like I said, I think he could be a huge boom guy in this draft and maybe be this year's Donovan Mitchell. And I don't think I love any more picks in this draft than this one right here. Tari Eason going to the Chicago Bulls at 18. gives them some big man depth defensively. He joins Patrick Williams there. Yes, he's probably still a little bit too small to play the 5 with Vucevic there, and I'm sure they would love a Mark Williams, but hey, they can go out there in the trade market. Maybe they sign a guy defensively, a veteran and not right, but yeah, I would just love Tari Eason on the Bulls because they desperately need to improve their defense. And then I think the Timberwolves would be very upset because they would want Tari Eason at 19, but I have them taking the next best, like his power forward on the board in EJ Liddell. I could see them also making a trade on draft night. At number 20.
Yeah, I was wrong about Liddell. He ended up going like 45th or something like that to the New Orleans Pelicans, and then ended up Minnesota. Was this a pick they traded, or they ended up with Wendell Moore here? If I'm remembering correctly, who did they take here? Oh no, that was the Walker Kessler pick, right? And then traded for Gobert.
20, I had the San Antonio Spurs taking the 6'7" guard forward in Dalen Terry, who could probably be, I don't know, like he's just a developmental guy, and I think his potential is pretty much like up there. And that's why the Spurs can make this pick, because one, they're still rebuilding. They're not in complete win now mode, and they have 3 first-round picks. So if they don't hit on one, it's not the end of the world. But if you hit on Dalen Terry, this could be a fantastic selection at 20. And then the Nuggets at 21 are taking one of my favorite players in this draft, Blake Wesley out of Notre Dame. I think he's going to be a great scorer at the next level. And him and Bowen Tylen off the bench in Denver would be so much fun to watch.
Damn, I love Wesley. I'm a little worried about his playing time next year. We'll see if it's going to stay up there. But yeah, I thought I was going to maybe take Christian Brown, which would have been obviously correct.
Definitely watching them on League Pass all the time next year if they take Blake Wesley at 21. Now we're here at 22 with the Memphis Grizzlies. They do have 2 first-round picks, and one of them is going to be Ty Washington out of Kentucky. With Tyus Jones being a free agent, he's probably going to get a lot of money out there, and they're going to be paying Ja Morant a lot of money this offseason. So they're going to go through the draft to get that backup point guard, and Ty could be looked at as a top 15 guy talent-wise, and you're getting him at 22. That's a steal. At 20,
I love Ty. Also, the Kentucky guards, man, they're always like so highly touted, and obviously got that one wrong. That pick was traded. This pick was traded with Philly, where they ended up taking or Melton, and then you had the Roddy and Laravia. Wow.
3, we have the Philadelphia 76ers going with some big man depth. Oh my God, their center rotation, especially after they moved Andre Drummond last year, was brutal. So,
like, would you rather have Melton or Kessler right now? It's a debate. Definitely Kessler, right?
They're going to go through the draft, get it back.
Yeah, I don't know, because Melton's been huge for the Sixers this year in their playoff kind of push.
Center behind Joel Embiid and Walker Kessler. Bucks are here at 24, and I think so many teams like the Sixers, like the Nuggets, like the Heat, like the Warriors would love to take a chance on Jaden Hardy this late in the draft, because the peripherals are there. The intangibles are there. He just didn't really play that well offensively in the G League Ignite this year, but going into the preseason or going all the way back, he was a consensus top 5 or at least top 10 guy in the draft, and you're getting him at 24. The potential is there, and the Bucks, you kind of need to hit on this pick in a sense, they just need to improve their bench. But if you can hit on Jaden Hardy, you have Hardy, you have Holiday, Middleton, Giannis. That is a good core going forward.
Yeah, they took Beauchamp over Hardy.
At 25, these Spurs are going to be taking Kennedy Chandler, just providing them with another guard there.
Memphis cut him in the second half of this year, so I like Chandler too, so I was wrong about him.
Just because, they could take a chance on Nikola Jovic, Jake Aravia, but I just think that Chandler's a lot better of a player, and it's a pretty much guard-heavy class, and you take Kennedy Chandler to be a backup. You can always have so many point guards. With the Rockets here at 26, I've been taking MarJon Beauchamp, and I love this draft for them so far. Paolo Banchero, Malachi Branham, and MarJon Beauchamp. I hope they are able to free up minutes by moving maybe Kevin Porter Jr. They already moved Christian Wood, John Wall, Eric Gordon. I want to see some of these young guys play. The Heat at 27 are going to be going with Bryce McGowens, the freshman out of Nebraska, to help their bench scoring options. At 28, we have the Golden State Warriors taking Jake Laravia, going with some big man depth that they pretty much need for next year, with Draymond getting older. Wiseman's been injury prone so far. Kevon Looney could leave in free agency, and that's why they're going to take Laravia out of Wake Forest. So final 2 picks here. I have the Memphis Grizzlies with their second first-round pick taking Nikola Jovic. They have so much depth, so they could throw Jovic to the G League, help him develop down there, or keep him up on their roster like Santi Aldama, taking a guy that just has very high potential, and Jovic has way higher potential than Santi Aldama did. And I just would love this pick for them because he doesn't need to make an immediate impact. Zaire Williams last year was another kind of raw prospect, but they were able to ease him in, get him some big-time playing minutes, and get him acclimated as soon as possible. And then finally, with the last pick in the first round, this could have been a plethora of guys like Trevor Keels, like Christian Brown, like Wendell Moore, like Kendall Brown, like Christian Koloko, but it's going to be Andrew Nembhard out of Gonzaga. So
I guess Denver. Well, this pick ended up being like Wendell Moore.
Yeah, this is going to be
Peyton Watson, excuse me.
Official 2022 NBA mock draft. You guys are going to be seeing this.
Okay, so yeah, I got 6 out of the first 15. And I didn't get any more after that. It's tough, obviously, to predict them as you get later in the draft. And then there's like a surprise in the lottery and it messes things up. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of my reaction down below. Drop a like if you guys do enjoy these videos. Like I said, in kind of previous videos, the mock drafts are going to be coming in. The draft content's going to be coming in. I'm excited to release my big board, but that probably won't come till like the middle of June as we get closer to draft time. But I'm super excited. It's a very fun class. It's a very exciting class. And we'll get into draft season, obviously, once the finals are over and the lottery's literally on Tuesday. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot more draft content on the channel. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.